Good afternoon. I'm Congresswoman Jackie Speier from California, and I represent the 12th Congressional District, which covers a portion of San Francisco and most of San Mateo County. This area includes the remarkable city of San Bruno, which unfortunately was devastated by a natural gas pipeline explosion on September 9, 2010. Frankly, this past year has been filled with too many negative revelations about the delivery of natural gas by PG&E and the regulatory efforts of the California Public Utilities Commission and PHMSA. We are at the point where the emphasis must be on identifying ways to make the delivery of natural gas safer, not just in Northern California, but throughout the country. My district, in many ways, is serving as a laboratory for what must be done when pipelines are old and difficult to inspect with pigging equipment. PG&E will be seeking approval to spend $2.2 billion on making its pipeline system as safe as possible. This process requires hydro testing and, as we have witnessed recently, some failures, but fortunately, no injuries. I commend the Pipeline Safety Trust for putting on this safety-based conference. You know, in many respects, you're the brain trust in this country for what needs to happen. I wish my schedule would have allowed me to be there in person. The trust, led by Carl Weimer, is an invaluable watchdog. I also want to commend San Francisco Chronicle reporter Jackson Vanderbanken for his relentless coverage of the San Bruno aftermath. And finally, the residents of San Bruno are indeed lucky to have a mayor, such as Jim Ruane, who is a construction contractor by day and a mayor 24/7. And a city manager like Connie Jackson, who is intrepid and smart. You know, I enjoy candor, but less so when it's videotaped. Nevertheless, I would hope the conferees would advance our understanding of the issues raised by the following questions. 1. How can new technologies help pipeline safety? What are the technologies and how soon can they be available for use? Specifically, I'm looking at PG&E's hydro testing, which is uncovering weaknesses in pipelines. But is hydro testing the only suitable approach? For example, there are companies that make mobile methane gas detectors that could help pinpoint leaks. For the record, I believe all pre-1971 transmission pipelines that haven't been field tested should, in fact, be tested, beginning with those in high-consequence areas. Additionally, the installation of remote shutoff valves can reduce damage from a pipeline explosion. PG&E is installing these valves on older pipelines in high-consequence areas. But industry in general appears to want to limit remote shutoff requirements to new pipelines, and even then, only if economically feasible. What are the objections to placing these valves where they are needed most? 2. How much do we want to spend to be safe? The big debate in California will be over how much of the $2.2 billion in safety work will be covered by PG&E shareholders. In looking at other parts of the country, there is to be consideration over costs. Debates on safety are false if money is not a consideration. Well, that should be enough to fill up a breakout session. Please have a meaningful dialogue and work towards ensuring that San Bruno never happens again. As long as the pipeline industry is calling the shots in Washington and effectiveness is determined by economic feasibility, safety will be undermined unless consumers, local governments, and advocacy groups like the Pipeline Safety Trust demand otherwise. Thank you for the opportunity to join you, if only by video.